Hey everyone, welcome back to another Crooked Chicken video. I hope everyone is having a good Sunday, maybe even a Sunday fun day if you are still young and reckless, so have a beer for me. Before we get into today's video, if you enjoyed this video or my channel in general, please be sure to give it a like, leave a comment, or if you feel so inclined, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, it goes a long way. Also, guys, if you have not watched this movie yet, please beware the spoilers are ahead. So I would definitely take the time to watch this movie because it is a good little sit through. So with that said, let's get into it. Alright, with that little bit of business out of the way, let's jump into the video. Today I wanted to review the Amazon original movie, Samaritan. I did a little trailer review when this movie was first announced. Please be sure to check that out. I was intrigued by this movie when I first saw the trailer, because I do enjoy the superhero genre, and it's a little nice to see a movie outside of our typical Marvel or DC universe. I think I'm actually getting a little bit jaded towards those. I certainly don't rush out to see them in theaters like I used to. Plus, you gotta give it to Stallone, still going at it, being almost 80. I mean, I've been watching his movies since I was a kid. He was the 80s and 90s standard for action heroes, along with a few others. And this being his first real role as a comic superhero. But anyways, I got some time this weekend. I wanted to check out Samaritan, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought it would. It stars Sylvester Stallone as the mysterious Joe Smith and Javon Walter as Sam Cleary. The story starts out kind of diving into who this hero is and the villain that is always inevitable. Twin brothers who display superhuman abilities as children, such as super strength and rapid healing, when they are kids with no explanation, but they go through their formative years feared by kids at their school and the people of their hometown. When that fear gets out of hand, the boys and their parents are actually trapped in their home while it's set on fire by the crazed town people like some sort of mob from a Disney movie. The boys live, but their very human parents perish in the fire. This sets them on their path. One goes on to be a hero known as Samaritan, fighting for justice and right, while the other chooses the path of revenge and takes on the name Nemesis. So as these brothers choose their respective paths, it sets them against each other and over many years battling out until a fateful night at a power plant explosion, and both are presumed dead after. We jump 20 years later, and a lonely boy by the name of Sam Cleary, who lives in the dangerous city of Granite City, is struggling to get by with his single mother, barely making ends meet, and Sam, who is a fan of Samaritan, convinced that the hero is still alive. It's only when he is saved from a gang of thugs by Joe Smith that he is sure the hero lives, and he has been hiding as a garbage man, also living in the same crime-torn city. After this, he is on to Joe, and his suspicions are confirmed, and he is attached to Joe's hip despite his reluctance in admitting that he is Samaritan. After the rise of destruction by a crime boss named Cyrus, determined to bring back Nemesis and his way of thinking and starting a revolution, it is when Cyrus rises up and gets Nemesis' battle hammer out of police evidence, a hammer that Nemesis forged himself with all the hate he had for his brother, and the only weapon that can hurt either of them. We get into a fight in the movie when Cyrus takes Sam, a kid that Joe reluctantly formed a friendship with, but certainly has brought out more of the best of him. Cyrus plans to use Sam to draw out Joe, and when they inevitably clash, it's here we find out the twist that no one saw coming. For me, for sure, I did not see this coming. It's after Cyrus continuously berates Joe during their fight, referring to him as the good guy. Joe reveals that he is Nemesis. It was actually his twin brother, Samaritan, that perished in the power plant explosion, even after he tried to save him. During their battle, Samaritan has the chance to end his brother, but chooses to spare him, and Joe returns the favor by trying to save him, but he falls through the roof of the burning building. Though he does fail to save him, it is there that he decides that he is done with this hateful life and tosses both masks of his and his brother into the fire and walks away to a life of solitude. Flashback to the current fight with Cyrus, he does eventually defeat him, tossing him into the fire that has broken out. With Cyrus gone, he must get himself and Sam out of this fire. So, he blows through a wall into the next building. With Sam safe, Joe goes back to his life of solitude, although changed for the better from his friendship with Sam. It's in the closing of this movie with the final fight I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed Stallone's take on a dark and more gritty superhero than we're used to getting. It didn't require a huge origin story to make it interesting, and honestly, if they wanted to do a follow-up, I'd be okay with it, but I imagine this is probably one of those one-and-done situations, and that's okay too, but it also made it really enjoyable that we didn't have a ton of CGI. The little bit of CGI that they did have to de-age Stallone was a little unbearable to see. It was kind of rushed, or it just, for the most part, it did not look that great. But thankfully, it's only in brief moments of the movie during flashback sequences. So it was a lot of practical effects, practical stunts, and everything that really brought this movie to life and really made it enjoyable. And so we got a decent movie all in all out of the whole thing. I really enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please leave comments and likes. If you feel so inclined, please subscribe, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for checking out my video, guys. Bye.